first, Artie.
I can start first. Okay, hold on. I think there's something wrong with my. Yep. Make this a bit smaller. Make this a bit
Mm.
bigger. Okay. Hermione, that strenuous nymph, was in the habit of early
Ah,
rising for a row in her little skiff,
eh, good
finishing
job, good
up
job.
with a plunge.
Hermione. Oo,
Is
saya yang
the
saya
wild girl?
saya sa lorang, saya chapter 6. Sorry, Chigu. Maaf, Chigu. Ah, nasa. Okay.
Are we chapter 4? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, really.
Okay. IV, right? Or VI. Okay. And then so Hermione is the wild girl, remember?
Yeah,
If you recall the characters, so she's like
yeah.
the youngest wild, like strong Amazon girl. Okay, yeah, after that bit again where she devoured bacon and eggs and coffee and perhaps kippers or haddock. So she eats like a lot and she's like very active, right? Early in the
Kippers or
morning.
haddock? That's what you mean.
Yeah, or haddock.
Is it a
It's
kind
a
of
type of
food?
fish.
Oh,
Haddock is the type of fish like cod,
I don't. I'm
dory,
sorry, everyone.
different types
All
of
I
fish.
know is fish is still fish.
Fish is fish.
Yeah, fish is.
Okay, your turn.
Ah,
Oh,
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allah mabarikan na fima sa kami kinadaban na amin.
I
Uh,
mean,
Sometimes Paula accompanied her, but never Cecile. No. This luxurious beauty had no taste for cold and sticky Maine seawater. She liked hers warm and fresh, in a tub at about. Wah, wah, wah! Eating in a tub, eh? Wait, what? Is there a side effect for eating in a tub?
no. Yeah, not, she's not eating. She just enjoys a bath. So the oldest girl, you know, the very
Uh huh.
fancy, elegant girl, the arrogant girl, she's like, oh, swimming in the ocean. Ew, my head,
Oh, so
my
they're
body will be
swimming in
too
the
sticky.
ocean?
Hermione, yes. So Hermione did right an early plunge, right, rising
Oh.
for a row
Oh,
in her
that's
little
so
skiff.
cold. So early.
Yeah, so she swims in the ocean and then she eats up all the food, blah blah blah. Whereas sometimes Paula, you know, the nice girl,
Mm-mm-mm.
the middle
The sec.
child, will accompany her. Yeah, the second sister, but never the older. So the older sister is like too fancy. She's like, no, my skin in the ocean, no. So she would like her warm tub,
Mm.
fresh water. So they will have to boil for her. Lah. That means they have
Ayo.
to take the seawater, boil it, make sure it's like nice. Yeah,
Okay.
nice and good for her skin.
Okay.
Yeah, as for
As for Captain Bell, he never appeared on deck when in port until after Dejeuner. What is that?
déjeuner, which is
Dejeuner.
the lunch, basically. It's a
Uh,
French word for lunch,
oh,
I guess.
Dejeuner. Which was served at 12. Oh, okay.
It's either lunch or breakfast, one of the two words. Yeah.
None of the family got to bed before midnight, usually playing bridge until all hours. When there were no guests, Hermione and Cecile always played against Paula and their father. Oh. This may have been the reason why the eldest and youngest sister were not particularly devoted chums. Artistan.
The morning after the dinner episode of The Salt Cellar, Hermione was up as usual at about 6. For these matutinal excursions, matutin is like nightly excursions, right?
Mm.
She always wore her bathing suit, a simple but exceedingly becoming costume of cucumber green trimmed with maroon, an apology for a skirt which reached to a little above her pretty knees. So basically, she's really sexy at night.
Oh, that's sexy? Okay.
So that must be the reason why the pilot fish has been like snooping and looking at her and following her. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Her hair was snugly coiffed in a dark crimson kerchief, and taking her, as sailors say, full and by, Hermione was well worth getting up at sunrise to see. Oh, so sunrise, right? No, I thought at night. So at 6, up at usual, at 6
Mm.
is in the morning. So right early in the morning is when she would wake up, and then all the sailors would wake up and get to see her.
Wow,
So she was
look at those ankles. No, it's more than ankles.
his knees, right? A
Yeah.
little above her pretty knees. Oh my god, girl, knees. Scandalous.
She's
So she
becoming a
was
jellyfish.
well worth getting up at sunrise to see. So they really like appreciating her body. Your turn.
As a general thing, ladies are not supposed to appear on the deck of a yacht before 8 bells, but the Shark was more of a home than a yacht, and Hermione sent the steward to prepare the way before her. Captain Hellstrom was always up, and Hermione was, under his strict injunction, never to go where she could not be sighted from the schooner.
Mm.
Usually, the girl contented herself with pulling about the harbor, taking her plunge alongside on her return. Sometimes, however, when lying in some wild and picturesque harbor, she would land on the beach to explore or perhaps have a try for snipe with her little 16 bore. Often she gathered wild flowers for the breakfast table, and taking it along altogether, these early morning rambles were the best part of Hermione's day.
You know
Artistan.
she has a gun, right?
Oh, wait, really? She has a gun on her? Why is she.
And perhaps have a try for a snipe with a little 16 bore. 16 bore is like 16 bullets, I think,
What the hell?
or something like that.
Why does she
Yeah.
has a gun while
Or
swimming?
16 inch or something like that. So I don't know. So she says after like so basically basically the dad, remember the
Uh,
second
uh,
dad,
uh, uh.
the captain is like, okay, you want to swim, we can swim, but make sure
You have a
that I can
gun.
see you. No, no, sure. Make sure I
Oh.
can see you when you're swimming, right? But sometimes, right, when they are at a harbor, a very nice
Mhm.
harbor, somewhere on an island somewhere, they would land on the beach and then she would explore, and she would try to like kill something lah
Oh my god.
with a bullet with a gun.
Wow. I
Okay.
bet men will think twice before getting close to her.
Yeah, but she's like an amazing woman. Like damn,
You come close,
like
I
damn
kill
girl.
you. But
I can see why a man would fall for her, but at the same time, like be very afraid.
very, very afraid.
On this
Artistan.
particular occasion, she decided for a stroll along the shore on the eastern side of the bay. And as the place looked promising for birds, so she's shooting birds, she took her gun, right, and a game bag containing a few cartridges. As she went on deck, the quartermaster told her that Captain Hellstrom had gone ashore on some business of the vessel, for Captain Bell had announced that the shark was in for a couple of weeks continually underway, and it was generally understood that this was a sporting attempt to shake off the pilot fish. In fact, bets as to the success of the undertaking were already in process of registry.
Oh.
So,
So,
was in for a couple weeks, continuing underway. So what they're trying to say is that
yeah.
they are going to keep moving for weeks. So
Oh.
you need to go on shore and you need to get as much stuff as possible. That's why the captain is, the strong captain is going there and to get all the
Like,
stuff.
restock lah.
Yeah, but okay, so you know how they will restock and then they will end up another pod and then like buy
Uh-huh.
stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
But they're saying that no, we need to restock for weeks worth, like a few weeks, a couple of weeks.
Oh, so
Like
they're
we need to have
gonna.
enough food that will last us a couple of weeks.
Oh.
So basically, it seems that he's doing this in order to make that guy who's following them starve
Uh-huh.
because he cannot carry that much food for 1 week because his boat is too small.
Oh. Man, he's taking it so far.
Hi, Aikano. Welcome. Yeah, so everybody was saying like they understood that this was an attempt to shake off the pilot fish. Like surely that he cannot keep rowing for weeks, right? So
Hmm.
it's crazy. Your turn.
Oh. Olsen helped her into her skiff, and Hermione pulled away in the direction of the beach, reflecting naughtily to herself that since Hallstrom was ashore, she might take advantage of the fact to have a look at the salt marsh on the other side of a strip of dwarf pines growing almost to the water's edge. The
Oh
night
my god,
before
she wants to
she,
test the limits.
oh my god, the night before she had observed flocks of snipe and plover circling this marsh, also a bunch of curlew, and being a very good shot, she did not see what was to prevent her from getting a good bag. True, the whole place was preserved by the Shoal Harbour Gun and Fish Club, of which her father was not a member, but to Hermione this fact merely added zest to her expedition. Zest.
Spice.
Artistan.
Fervor. Okay. So basically she's just like, trying her luck, But again, she's a young woman. How old was she? 19? 19
19.
years
Yeah,
old.
19.
Beautiful, and then now she's taking advantage of going somewhere that it might be out of view of the captain. So halfway to the beach, she passed within about 200 yards of the daffodil, which is the pilot fish, at which she looked curiously. Nobody was in sight, and the dinghy was hanging out astern. Lazy beast, thought Hermione, with the contempt of the early riser for the sloths who are still in bed. So she's like saying, ugh, these people must still be asleep. She fetched up at the beach a good mile from the shark and leaped ashore, grapnel in one hand and her little double-barreled gun in the other. The tide was well out, and on reaching a point when she could look over the little lagoon with its encircling strip of marsh, Hermione could see several flocks of plover and big snipe weaving here and there, like motes of dust eddying in the breeze. I think it's like different types of fish or
Uh-uh.
while their clear whistlings reached her, sharp and sweet in the morning air.
Hey.
She passed quickly over the crest of the beach and hurried toward a point some quarter of a mile distant, where the pine scrub grew down to skirt the sedge. As the tide was far out, Hermione judged that, in all probability, the sedge was full of feeding birds, so she loaded her gun and started in to beat out the rim of the marsh. She tried to get into
Oh.
there. Your turn.
Eh. Scarcely had she gone 50 feet when up sprang a big yellow-legged snipe, rising straight in the air as though propelled less by its wings than the spring from the long, powerful legs. It was not to be missed under the conditions. Hermione's gun flew to her shoulder, her quick eye glanced along the shining barrel, and making quite sure, she fired. The very center of the charge found the unfortunate bird, and down it dropped straight as a plummet.
Let's go. Good job.
She's
On
better.
target.
If she were to play Valorant, she might reach a higher ranking. Eh.
Right smack in the middle. But oh, but for Valorant, you want to hit the head, no?
It doesn't matter
This
as
one's
long
hit the
as you get
chest.
most. Yeah. I hit the crotch area.
Nice.
Another rose
Hi
to the left.
there.
Hermione fired and missed. The two reports had aroused
Aroused.
aroused the
Zeph, you came in
marsh.
just in time.
However, and the air was filled with flying birds and their shrill, startled calls. A bunch of splendid golden plover, rising from the other side of the lagoon, began to circle the place, and Hermione, her breath coming quickly and her eyes like sapphires, drew back into the shelter of the pines. Straight toward her came the plover, then, within easy range, Hermione stepped suddenly from her blind and threw up her gun. The birds immediately bunched as she knew they would, and for a moment appeared to pause undecided in their flight. Picking a plover in the center of the bunch, Hermione fired. Then, as the flock swerved, she fired again. It was a splendid opportunity, and for a moment Hermione held her breath at the results of her shot. Plovers seemed literally to rain from the sky. Some were quite dead, others merely winged, and as they fell high up where the grass was short, Hermione was very busy for a few moments, loading and beating about for the wounded. Artistan.
Mm. So when we say beating about, she probably has like like a knife or something like to cut through
Mm-hmm.
the grass because the grass is like very thick in the forest. So she's trying to get the dead birds. One bird escaped into the tall grass. It seemed useless to look for him. So with a game bag bulging with the prizes already secured, so she got a lot already, Hermione decided that since she had been making a good deal of the fusillade, and the place was, after all, a preserve, it might be just as well modestly and hastily to withdraw. So she literally shot at birds that
Mm-hmm.
were protected.
Huh?
You know those
Endangered species?
not endangered species but a conserved, like where they
Whoa,
it's like a
Hermione,
safari.
I didn't know you were an illegal hunter. No, no,
Yeah, so
no.
this is
That's
so
oh
she's
my
hunting this illegally because she says a preserve. So I assume that that somebody was trying to preserve these birds, right?
oh my
Trying
god.
to like protect these birds, so they were under protection. So she's like, well, since they're under protection, I might as well just not take too much up. She's like, oh well, let me just modestly and hastily. Oops, sorry. Cepat-cepat pergi. Also, to tell the truth, the sight of the beautiful dead birds, their glorious plumage stained and blood-soaked, rather sickened her, so she actually did not like it. It was quite one thing to shoot at a flying bird, and another to pursue him with relentless ferocity when a wounded fugitive upon the ground, finally to secure his mangled and bloody corpse. Hermione found herself suddenly sickened with the sport. She's like, she likes the shooting part, she just doesn't like the blood part, the dying part. The thought of the wounded little plover hiding in the sedge, perhaps dying slowly of its hurts, gave her a very uncomfortable sensation in her throat. So I would say she would love Valorant because nobody actually dies.
Oh my god.
There's no blood. It's just pew pew. For the instant, she felt a hot desire to fling her gun into the marsh and hunt no more.
She gave up.
Did not insaf? Did not insaf like, oh no, I can't believe I've caused so much pain and suffering.
My god.
I'm finished, she said aloud. Hereafter I stick to the clay pigeon trap on the shark's quarter deck. This is a nasty business. So this shooting, too
You
much blood.
know,
Okay, your
Hermione,
turn.
I don't really
Hmm?
dislike you, Hermione, but you know, Hermione, I do not agree with this, it, illegal hunting. Filled with
Yeah.
remorse, she took one of the plover from her game bag and stood for a moment looking at it as it lay in her hand. The tears sprang. Oh, so now you're gonna cry, Bobby. What do you think
Yeah,
was gonna
right.
happen?
Insaf, insaf, you know. Kalau insaf, you have to forgive her.
uh, if only redemption was that easy. The tears sprang suddenly to her eyes. Here was a little creature which a moment before had been so joyously full of life, now a sad, blood-stained martyr to the lust of killing. Hermione stamped her small sandaled foot. It's downright wicked, she cried aloud. Oh, what the hell? Oh, Dominangis, you already shouldn't, now you're gonna cry. Yeah, came a harsh sneeze. Oh, wait. Yeah!
Yeah.
Voice from
Yeah.
directly behind her. It are downright wicked to shoot on posted ground. Sadly startled, Hermione swung about and beheld a tall, bleak,
Nasib
forbidding
baik dia tak
figure.
pokok.
Yeah.
Imagine if I was shocked like, whoa, boom.
Whose
Kill,
harsh
human.
Yankee face was quite lacking in the dry, semi-humorous quality, humorous, okay, which is to be found in so many of his type, and which the irony of his words might have led one to expect. On the contrary, it was a cruel, sneering face with small, swinish eyes and thin,
Swine-ish,
straight,
you're right.
but little
Swine like pig.
swinish
Pig
eyes and
swine.
thin,
Uh-huh.
straight lips, smooth shaven, and of the expression which one associates with the witch burners of earlier days. The
Oh my god,
man
he's
ca-
not, does not look pretty.
oh my god, the man carried
He
no
looks
gun,
scary.
but held in one hand a stout cudgel. Is that a gun? A
Kajal
type
is
of gun?
Kajal is like, if you want to Google it, it's a bit like a hoe, like a
Hole?
shovel,
Shovel. Okay, okay,
isn't
okay.
it?
Said
Like a
I
shovel
heard.
but
I heard
thinner.
hole.
Kajal.
Cudgel.
Oh no, it's more like a bat, like a club.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I thought it was like something else. No, what was I thinking
His
of then? No,
costume
yeah,
was
there's a
that
bat.
of the vicinity, but above the visor of his
Yeah, it's a
shattered
club, a
ship's
club.
cap were the letters
I was thinking of something else.
SHG and FC. Hermione understood at once that he was a gamekeeper. Oh my god! Artistan.
GG.
He's in trouble.
The blood rushed to her face. It was always embarrassing to be taken in the act of conscious wrongdoing, but particularly so when one happens to be a young lady in a very syncopated bathing suit. Moreover, there was a quality in the man's regard which angered and embarrassed her, a sort of sneering contempt, such as a brutal officer of the law might direct towards some depraved unfortunate who was dead to all common decency. So he really like look at her like, eh, bodoh ke apa? Like, you disgusting woman, you know, like she's like, so she's actually feeling the shame now. So Hermione suddenly felt as one does in some silly dream where one finds oneself in the middle of a ballroom or addressing a public meeting in a nightgown. Worst of all, she knew that she was in the wrong. The gamekeeper looked her up and down, slowly and with insulting deliberation. Hermione felt her embarrassment and fright give way to anger. Well, said she, what do you want? What do I want, hey? Well, first off, I want that gun of yours, your and them birds. After that, I want you to take a little walk with me and talk a mite with the superintendent, the sheriff, basically. That's what I want, young woman. GG, go to jail. Hermione stared. She had had a vague idea that if discovered by any of the club people, the worst that could happen would be the indignity of getting warned off. She thought, oh, I'm just a beautiful girl. Surely they'll just scold me and let me off.
Oh my god.
Even this, she had thought, would probably be done politely and with due apologies. Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. You can't be hunting here. Please do not hunt here ever again. But to be hailed like a thief before the superintendent, and that in her bathing suit, was so extreme a measure as to arouse her ridicule and anger.
Oh my god.
Surely you don't mean that, you know? Indeed, said she scornfully. You don't want very much, do you? The man scowled. I don't want no more than what I'm going to get, he answered. Hermione's
It.
eyes began to darken. The rich blood glowed through her clear olive skin. You think so? She retorted. She technically says a gunner in her hand.
Wow, this is whole drama.
She technically says a gun in her hand. It's very dangerous. But he has a bat. He has a cut. He could like literally beat her with a club. You think so? She retorted. Then let me tell you that you will get nothing but my name and address. I'm Miss Bell, and my father is Captain Bell of the schooner yacht Shark. If the club wants to do anything about this, it can go ahead and do it. Your turn. So she's like, I'm not going with you.
Ah.
I can tell you who I am and where I'm going to be. You figure it out yourself.
Bondo. Pencabar perempuan
she's
nih.
like, I'm a lady. How dare you? You think you can just drag me to jail? No, no, no.
Where's Paula when we need her? I need her wholesomeness. The
And
gamekeeper
then
gave her a sullen look. The club is going to do something about it, said he, and it's going to do it right now and through me. I'm the game warden. And I got my orders. You'll have to come along on me to the My God! You'll have to come along on
superintendent.
me to the superintendent, and that's all there is about it. Like's not, he'll let ye off with a warning. That's none of my affair. So hand over that gun and come along, quiet and peaceable. Look here, cried Hermione fiercely. Do you think I'm going to be taken in like a thief? Well, you are a thief, ain't ya? Them birds belong to the club. Hermione stamped her foot. The man's ugly manner was beginning to get away with her temper. Never any too docile under provocation. Take your old birds, said she, and tumbled them out upon the ground. And let me tell you that when I go back and Captain Hellstrom learns how I've been treated, he'll come over here and wring your neck as if it belonged to one of those snipes. And if you think I'm going with you like this, oh my god, you're
And
the
she's
one who.
still in her bathing suit.
Oh my god. Anger stifled her speech at the mere idea. The gamekeeper hunched his shoulders with a sneer. If you can come ashore half naked to shoot the club snipe and plover, said he, it won't hurt you none to go a mite further and see the superintendent. His voice took an impatient rasp. Come, I've jawed here long enough. Will you come, or have I got to drag you there by main force? My God, I
Ding ding
can't
ding
with.
ding.
He took a step toward her. Hermione, light on her feet as a Spartan girl, oh my God, might have saved herself by flight. But the sneering brutality of the man had torn from her the last lingering grip she had upon a temper which had many times been the cause of her undoing. With an inarticulate little cry, she sprang back and scarcely realizing what she did, threw the gun to her shoulder. You beast! cried through her set teeth.
I swear she's gonna kill men.
You try to lay a hand on me and I'll blow your head off. Now the gamekeeper, surely brute though he may have been, came of stern and rigid Puritan stock, and once having decided upon what was his duty, meant to carry it out at all costs. He saw that the superb young huntress in front of him was beside herself with fury, and he fully realized that he was taking a terrific chance of being terribly wounded, if not killed, in his tracks. In spite of this, though the color faded under his mahogany tan, wait, okay. His lean jaw set squarely, lips tightened, and he began to walk steadily toward Hermione. Oh my god.
Oh, dear one. Oh my god.
Artisten.
These two people. He was within 3 paces when the girl heard a brushing noise in the pines, directly behind her. The gamekeeper stopped short, and Hermione, who had raised her gun to cover his chest, saw his eyes travel past her to fill with amazement at something which he saw beyond. Half fainting and with knees that tottered under her, the girl turned to look upon a splendid Olympic figure standing against the dark background of the pines. The pilot fish, gasped Hermione under her breath. Oh my god, the hero's here to save the day.
Oh no.
Boo. But honestly, it's her fault, right? Like, she's so
He followed her
stupid.
all the way there?
But at the same time, she was doing something stupid, so of course he would follow. He would be like, alamak, budak ni pergi mana? What is she
Whiskers.
doing? She lowered the gun and stood with her legs swaying under her unsteadily, staring dumbly at Applebow. Vaguely, she felt that he had arrived barely in time to save her from committing a very terrible act, though whether or not she would actually have pulled the trigger is doubtful. The chances are that at a critical moment Hermione would either have flung aside the gun or else fired in the air, and then very likely would have had a fit of hysterics, which might have proved more alarming to the harsh longshoreman than a whole battery of weapons. So, in that period of time, right, women, if they are hysterical, is very scary for a man to see. Basically, they're
The
like,
hell?
oh, she's crazy, that kind of thing. Let's just walk away from her. So basically, it's like sometimes women would just pretend to like go crazy so that the man would be scared and walk away.
Oh,
Like
men
usually they
back
do that
then
to,
are scared of crazy women. What about now?
yeah. I mean, men also men now also, but the point like they would use it so like they could get away from being raped most of the
Uh,
time
if you
because it's like
if you
don't
come
stick
any
your dick in
closer,
crazy.
I will kill you. Like that.
Yeah, so basically, but like she says, even then, she might not kill him, but she would just like convulse, like move her body violently, like she's
Oh
like
my
gonna
god.
possess or something. Yeah, hysterical. Okay, like scream and scream and scream. Yeah. All right. Applebow stood for a moment, looking from the girl to the man. His eyebrows, which were very bushy for one of his youth,
Bushy.
drawn down over his yellow eyes, and a straight cut line vertically. So a straight line cut vertically between them.
He must
At
be a
first glance, he
god.
gave At first glance, he gave the impression of a beautifully chiseled statue in light bronze. He was clad in the swimming costume, which would have been quite the rigor on any beach, but the material, originally some shade of yellow or sienna, had finally acquired the tone of the sun-tanned skin. Yet there was nothing startling or offensive in effect, for so beautifully was the strong, lithe body molded that it suggested
Oh my
less
god.
a mortal man than some splendid pagan demigod. So she is looking at his body and like, ooh, dang. This
She
poet
might
is
have
kind of proud
judged
of.
him too a little too early. She thought like that.
Your turn.
Applebow stepped forward to Hermione's shoulder, and the group became complete. God and goddess they look. She dark tropical. Oh my god. Oh wait, Elliot, why you so close to Hermione? Elliot.
I don't know, Zeph.
Oh no.
Oh no.
God and goddess, God and goddess they
Good
look.
night,
She dark,
troll.
tropical, vivid of coloring. He, a sort of golden-hued Apollo. Oh my god. So striking was the effect and so beautiful that even the harsh, unlovely warden may have felt certain rudimentary stirrings of appreciation. Oh, so even though he looks so
He's like, whoa,
angry,
they're like, you're such a beautiful couple.
it's gonna be like I ship like that. Gosh, all sufficiency, he growled. That's the he one. Ain't it the fashion to wear clothes no more? What does it mean?
He's like, what's a woman? No, ni budak. First the woman, now the man. Alamak, the two of them. So he like basically he's like the male version of her lah. Basically,
He's not wearing any
budak.
clothes?
No, basically they're both wearing like
Uh,
bathing suits, right? But their bathing suits at the time is like macam how their clothes at the time are all like
mm-hmm.
what do you call that? Bodice and lace and very
Wait.
covered.
Let
Yeah.
me Google
Nineteen
men
ten,
bathing
1910
suit
fashion.
1910. What's the stash?
But what they wear as a bathing suit in 1910 is like normal today.
He's wearing
So
underwear.
by the time it's like, ooh, scandalous.
They're
How dare
like,
you?
our kids these days not know how to wear anything decent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically what he's saying.
And then nowadays, our kids nowadays don't not being decent enough. They're gonna show and then go be naked. Shut your face, quoth Applebow unpoetically. Oh wow. Shut your face.
He's not even
Hey.
poetic about it. He's like, you shut up.
What do you
That's
mean
not
by
what a poet
bothering
normally
this
says.
lady? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Huh? Growled the keeper. You're a nice one to talk about being ashamed, ain't ya? You and your female critter. Hermione is still staring in a Girl!
She's gone, she's gone.
In a fascinated way at Applebow. I mean, what was the guy who's Cecilia's ex? I thought he was being exaggerating with Applebow's appearance, but now I can
Hmm.
see he's not exaggerating.
He's Elliot. The if Elliot actually went into the boat and
I
left
know.
left Stardew Valley.
Federated Apple caught the sudden flame in the amber eyes. Something swept past her with a rush, like the charge of a Nubian lion. There was a flash of bare limbs. There was a flash. What are you imagining, girl? There was a flash of bare limbs, a snarl or two, the flood of clothing. Wait, wait! And the body which looked all arms and legs gyrating in the air. And there was the clipper rolling over and over.
Oh, okay. So basically,
Wait, let me
the
finish it
guy
first.
started fighting. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
oh, they were fight. Okay, I thought you was imagining something.
No, it's like suddenly it happened. Suddenly the fight happened.
No, and there was the keeper rolling over and over grotesquely as the shot rabbit and, a little to one side, stood Applebow, his body half bent, big arms crooked, and the yellow mane hanging about his ears, watching the fallen man like a cat about to spring. I thought she was imagining something spicy. We didn't even. We haven't finished.
Oh, this is their bathing suit, by the way.
Huh?
Look at the picture. If you scroll down, there's a picture.
Oh, it's not that bad. Wait, I thought he has longer hair. Why is his hair short here?
I don't know. Maybe in their time that's considered long. Usually guys have shorter hair.
Hmm.
A manly long mane.
If I
Okay.
didn't, if I just like see this picture without reading, I would thought this is like a dress and not bathing suit.
No, but that's yeah, because it's at that time, 1910. This is very scandalous. Just above her knees, you see? Oh no, you can see her
Oh my
knees.
god,
Oh
I thought
no.
they were she was imagining something sussy. Oh my god, I
Obviously, Cheryl.
The keeper scrambled to his feet and stood for a moment pale and tottering, one hand on the other shoulder, and a scowl on his deep lined face. Hold your fright, said Applebow in his deep bass, or I'll
Oh,
tear
is it a
your
deep
ugly
voice
head
though?
off. I tried.
Yeah, wow, he's such a man. He's here to
Oh
save
Lord,
her.
artist nerd.
Ooh. Thus, no doubt, may Achilles have admonished Agamemnon, though Homer puts the speech in different words. The gamekeeper was no coward, but neither was he a fool, and although his tawny antagonist had not struck him, the sensations of the contact were those of disputing the right of way with a rapidly moving motor car. The keeper looked the situation over, but could not see any good in it. Moreover, he saw a sudden yellow flame in the blinking eyes fasten upon him. Without a word, the man turned and slouched off into the pines. Applebow glanced quickly at Hermione. Sit down, said he. You look white.
What? What did he call her?
Hermione. Huh?
Oh, oh, sit down, said he. Okay, okay.
Sit down, said he. You look white. Hermione's
Because she is
usually
what?
robust limbs seemed to collapse beneath her, and she dropped to the pine strewn sand, which I'm like,
Huh?
oh, I'm just a weak
Wow,
woman.
girl. What the hell? You suddenly become weak? Oh
You
my
got here
god.
just in time, said she tremulously. I might have shot him. I
Oh,
doubt it,
so
said Applebow.
perempuan eh. Ay, lagi turok dari dia punya kakak.
Your gun muzzle was weaving figure eights. It would have served him right if you had, and I have sworn to anything.
The
Wow, he's like,
fuck?
oh, he would say that it was an accident. She didn't do it. He would swear in court, bro.
God.
Hermione laughed hysterically, then glanced up at the poet. He was standing a couple of paces away, his arms folded on his chest, his eyes looking out across the marsh.
Wah, wah, wah.
It's
Action!
so silly of me to be so upset, said Hermione and covered her face with her hands. I'll be all right in a minute.
Oh, to
Did you
perempuan.
know the place was posted? I was like, did you know that this is like, you know, protected land? And she's like,
Oh my
yes.
god. Girl.
Then you really haven't any cake coming. So he's like, so you really shouldn't have done this, like basically. Okay. What? So basically, he's also scolding her.
Oh my god, is wrong with these girls? They're into men who are trying to put them in their place. Oh. I think.
Hermione's hands dropped to her sides, and she stared at him in amazement. Applebow glanced back indifferently, and she scarcely recognized the sleepy face and blinking eyes. He pointed to the birds which she had tumbled out of her game bag. Taken with the goods, and I must say you did pretty well for 3 shots. Do you like to kill things? It seems rather awful to me, especially in a woman, to slaughter little birds and animals for fun. And I suppose you would raise an awful howl about vivisection. Yeah.
Wait,
So
wait.
basically,
Let
he's
me.
scolding her lah.
Is
That's crazy.
Applebot doesn't know who how Hermione looks like, right?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh,
He just heard the name, I guess.
okay. So I was like, oh, it doesn't make sense if he would like be helping Hermione if he what you call it if he knows what she looks like because he doesn't want to get close, right?
Yep. So he just the Lulu lah. That's why he said, "Oh, your your blue eyes." Or something when she's like, "My, I don't have blue eyes."
My God.
Remember that poem that he got the eye color wrong? She was like, "What the frick? It's not me."
Mm-hmm. Ah, whose turn? My turn.
Okay, so are you okay with the vivisection part?
Vivisection.
Hmm.
What is vivisection?
It's like when you cut open a body, like
Oh,
layer
okay.
by layer, almost like a yeah, like cut it through the center. But yeah. Anyway, so basically, he's like, "Oh, you suka kill things, huh? Wow, what kind of woman are you?"
I think Hermione and her older sister has another thing in common besides
And then
their
psycho.
besides
Bas-
Paula. They're like men who
yeah,
try. They have the same kink. Men who put them in their place.
yeah, but basically he's like, "Do you like to kill things?" And I'm like, "Whoa, Cindy sampai tu."
Oh my God! I think she's gonna
It's so
fall
awful
in
for a
love.
woman to like to kill things. Okay, your turn, Hermione.
Yeah. Hermione sat bolt upright. The color came back to her pale cheeks, and her violet eyes began to darken with anger. Oh my God! All sense of faintness was
Marah.
swept away as if by magic. Appleboy was not looking at her. He was standing straight as a young poplar. Poplar. His shoulder turned to her,
A tree, type of tree.
ah, sleepily contemplating the marsh. If you feel that way about it, said Hermione hotly, I wonder you came to my rescue. I was
Yeah, if
rescuing
you think
the.
about awful woman.
Uh, I was
mm.
rescuing the gamekeeper. Oh well,
I wasn't helping you. I was helping the gamekeeper.
but some. Oh, what the heck? Besides, I am under obligation to you people on the shark for letting me tag you around. What a lovely bit of color over there on the other side of the lagoon. Sometimes I wish that I were a painter instead of a poet. However, if I can't paint it, I can write an ode to it when I get back aboard my boat. Why don't you write a satire on women sportsmen? That would not be polite. Besides, the idea is not an agreeable one. The thought of Diana has always been unpleasant to me, Diana.
Okay. Diana is like one of the Amazonian. Like the Wonder Woman, basically.
Ay.
Diana, right? So
Mhm.
basically, it's a woman who's very strong and powerful and can do lots of sports, basically,
Ah,
right?
okay.
But he doesn't like the concept of women doing sports or women being strong.
Okay. Wait.
So he tells her like, I don't like you, like basically.
But then you keep saying Hermione's
I don't like.
name. Bodo.
Yeah, so it's like she said, I don't like sports women, like women who are like very like strong and athletic, basically,
My
athletic
God.
women. And then she's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, it's so unpleasant. And she's like, well, bitch, you're not very gallant. That's not very nice of you, right? That's not very gentlemanly of you to say,
Okay.
right?
Gallantry, said the poet, is the vain demonstration of superior effectiveness on the part of the male. It is more complimentary to accept a woman on the same footing. Do you call do you call bombarding her with silly verses accepting her on the same footing? Snapped Hermione, whose astonishment was giving way to irritation. Ah, there came the slightest flicker from Appleboy's blinking eyes. So Hermione has told So Hermione has told you that I have been sending her verses? I had an idea for some reason that she would keep it to herself. he
Dun,
could.
dun,
Oh my
dun,
God.
dun.
He continued his contemplative observation of the marsh. Hermione gasped and stared. For whom did he take her? Hermione did
Like, who
not.
do you think I am?
Hermione did not tell anybody. She managed to say. Would you guess? That is better. I'm glad that Hermione did not tattle even though she sent back all of my verses. Bro, you're talking to Hermione. I bet Hermione's gonna be like, this idiot. I'm talking.
No, but he also it's not just that he's also saying like
Uh-uh.
I don't like athletic girls
Uh-uh.
to the girl who's freaking athletic and she's like what?
So she must be flabbergasted. Like, what the fuck? Hermione did
Hmm.
not at once reply. She was busy trying to adjust to her mind the idea that this extraordinary individual who for 3 months had been sending her impassioned love poems did not even know her by sight.
I know, right? I mean, I'm also lost.
Why did you write
Me
verses
too,
to
Hermione, me
Hermione?
too.
She asked. Because her name rhymed with C and and D and Lee and me. Applebow turned to regard her with a flicker of interest. You're rather quick on a rhyme yourself, aren't you? Yep. No, I wrote verses to Hermione because I was in love with.
I'm just good. I don't know if she's gonna reveal or not. That would be so funny.
Indeed, yes, I fell in love with her at sight. Liar! Wait, fell in love with her on sight. Who is he looking? Who did they see?
Somebody else, that he thought it was Hermione.
Mas din lang, huh? Kenapa dia confused mo na si Hermione? Artista na.
Insane. Do I continue?
Yeah, yeah.
Hermione leaned forward, clasped her hands in front of her shapely legs, and looked at the poet through narrowed lids. Apa? Like she's like squinting. Are you okay? The color had returned, and her violet eyes were beginning to dance mischievously. Mr. Appleball was not looking at her. Indeed, she had already observed this peculiar disinclination on his part, and it puzzled her. Like, why are you not looking at me, right? So because he remember he said he didn't want to look at the people on the ship. Are you still in love with Hermione? She asked.
Oh, not
No, she
anymore?
sent back my verses. How do you happen to fall in love with her? It was last winter. Walking down Fifth Avenue to my club for breakfast, I sometimes
I
overtook
think it's
her.
Polo.
An acquaintance who joined me one day told me who she was. You were all down south at the time, and Hermione was stopping with your aunt. I fell in love with her walk. Vera incessu patuita. He threw her one of his brief glances. Her walk is rather like hers, a sort of family resemblance. But less graceful? You are more of a mortal maid. Which is a way of saying more of a lump, snapped Hermione. Do you know which of the others I am? That's too easy, said Applebow sleepily. You are Cecile, the beauty of the family. Thank you. And the flirt, so it is said. My reputation is as bad as that. Everybody knows you smashed up Huntington Wood. He's one of the few men whom I care to claim as a friend. You have broken up others too, have you not? I wonder you dare to talk to me, said Hermione. I would like to be smashed up. Ma'am, he also is like, oh yeah, smash me, bro.
Oh
Give me
my god.
trauma. I need the kind of trauma to write my poems, guys.
But
I'm
who
just a
did he
man
actually
looking for a
see?
woman to
Polo or Cecile?
destroy me. But no, he thinks that that Hermione says you.
Wow, he's confusing people, man. Okay?
If you help my verse, if you don't mind, I believe I will transfer my devotion to you. Can transfer? Transfer. This entails no obligation on your part, except to read my verses. Hermione stared up at him suspiciously. Appleball was standing as straight as a mouse, his fine profile turned to her. Hermione made a little motion as though to rise. If the poet observed it, he gave no sign, and she was obliged to scramble to her feet without the aid of the strong grasp which, for some peculiar reason, she craved. So usually, if as you're a good gentleman, you see a
Mhm.
woman struggling to get up, you will offer your hand. So she's like, huh? He's not even offering. Ugh. Annoying. Up she sprang, a dark flush on either cheek and her red lips pouting. Hermione was not accustomed to such neglect. How dare he neglect me? I'm a woman. Her crimson turban head came a little above the poet's shoulder. Still, his eyes evaded her. I don't know that I'm so keen for a cavalier who thinks more of his verse than he does of its object, said she. That's because you're a flirt. Really though, it would be a good moral tonic for you to receive love poems from a man who was in love with you purely in the abstract. But where's the fun? That's so Appleboy assented, and looked at her with slightly more interest, as at once suggesting a new idea. Something in Hermione's eyes seemed to catch his own and hold them. The sleepy lids opened a little wider, and a golden flame darted out towards the deep violet ones, so close to his own. Inflammable stuff it must have been. It must have found, yet it did not tarry to set this alight, but coursed on until Hermione felt it tingling through every nerve and fibre. They are staring and into each other's eyes. She wrote. Inflammable stuff. It was quite a new sensation, this. It carried with it something anciently familiar, so that while startled, she was not shocked, but merely confused and rendered slightly incoherent in her thoughts. And then, as though this were not liberty enough, here came Applebull's deep bass, resonant yet soft as the purr of a cat, stealing in to assault her reason through another breach, the auditory one. He's like, oh my god. First, he's so hot and handsome through my eyes. Now, through my ears, he sounds so good.
My
Hermione,
God.
for the second time that day, found her usually stable impulses all adrift. She is swooning, guys. She's swooning. Your turn.
You are uncommonly lovely, said Applebow. What a pity that you must be such a coquette. Is Hermione like, bro, enough lah! May benci ako lagi ni. I hope none of the ghosts fell in love with him. Oh my god, I don't think. Stress na. This is so messy.
He's just
Herm-
causing so much more trouble.
I know. Hermione stamped her little sandaled foot. Do you take everything on hearsay? She snapped. One would give you credit for more originality. That is the
So
reason
she's
I'm.
still pretending to be the older sister, right? Hi, Hannah. Hi, Hannah B.
My God.
So she's still pretending to be the older sister. So she's saying, "Huh?
She
You think
wants
all
to.
this? You hear?
She
You
wants
hear
to.
that I'm a flirt?" So basically,
She wants
I
to
don't
see
know.
how far can this go.
By pretending to be Cecile.
That is the reason I'm so surprised. You do not look ruthless. But then he glanced back at the lagoon. One can never tell. No doubt it is
Yeah,
not
because she
your
just
fault.
freaking killed three birds.
You have probably been horribly spoiled. Most men would want to spoil you. My God, that's how it thinks. Would you? As long as you were good. And if I were bad, there was a short silence.
My
I
God, your
think
banter is so
that
spark.
Applebow, that it is time that you were getting back aboard. The shark, your people might be anxious. Hermione bit her lips with vexation. She had quite forgotten everything but the poet. You are quite right, she said icily. I will walk with you as far as your boat, said Applebow. Bitch! It's annoying, Applebow ni. Ah!
You
Chapter
okay? Let
5.
out, let out.
Ah!
You are something like your audio cut off.
Ah!
Ah.
My God, Applebow. Chapter
Am I continuing?
5.
Oh, okay.
I mean, ah. Hermione
You
glanced
okay?
down at the birds lying upon the sand. Since I have so wickedly and unfemininely slain them, said she, I might as well take them along. Yes, Appleboy assented. Besides, they are evidence against you.
Bro, there's evidence everywhere. There's blood everywhere on. There's bullet shots, guys. Like,
My God. Hermione
hi.
tossed her head. That makes no difference. I shall not deny having shot them. If I am a flirt and a poacher, oh, that's the word, poacher, and a cruel and
Mm.
ruthless slayer, I am at least honest. When caught, amended Applebow, he gathered up the plover, tossed them into the sack, and slung it on his shoulder. Then took Hermione's gun from her slightly resisting hands. I can carry it, she said. Let me, answered the poet. It offends my sense of fitness to see you with a weapon in your hands. Oh, you do not need it. Your eyes are quite enough. Huh? What does it mean? What
Oh
does he
my
mean?
god.
Hey,
Oh
is
my
he
god.
flirting?
Yeah,
My
that your eyes
God.
is your eyes could kill, basically.
Kanina.
Your eyes are a weapon.
Oh my
Ooh.
God. I feel like slapping him. Bro, pick a side. Are you trying to flirt or are you trying to insult her? Which one? You have a singular gift for involved compliments, said Hermione. These are only truths, and the truth is always involved when told to a woman. That is the reason why so few of us tell it. Do you tell it? Artisan. Oh, tola, pobo.
In part, I find it more deceptive than lying. He turned as though to walk back toward the beach. Hermione, newly vexed that he should be the one to bring the interview to a close, took a pace which carried her past and ahead of him, like, tick, 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 tick. The poet made no effort to catch her up. He strolled on because he's just enjoying her from the back, right? Just looking at her butt, right?
Oh my
100%.
god!
He strolled on with the nonchalance of one taking a solitary ramble. Occasionally, he paused to admire the early morning colours of the sea and marsh. Several paces ahead of him, Hermione paused and looked back over her shoulder. The poet was regarding her contemplatively. His eyes met hers, and he smiled. Oh my god, they keep staring into each other's eyes. Stop it. You are spoiled, aren't you? Said he. In what way? Hermione demanded hotly. In every way, it seems to me. Appleball regarded her thoughtfully. Let's hurry. I want to write a poem about lovely, conscious things that. Come on then, Hermione interrupted. You make me tired. Let's hurry back and you can write your silly poem and go into ecstasies over your aesthetic sensibilities, just as my father does over his cooking, and heaven knows a worse cook never spoiled the broth. So she's like, oh, sure, sure, whatever, yeah, go back to your poems. What? Cried Appleball. But that's not fair. Have you ever seen any of my verses? No.
No, she's like, I'm
No,
tired with you, bitch.
replied Hermione, greatly exulting in the lie. She's like, he doesn't know. Ha ha ha. Then you're not fair, naturally. But then if you were, you would not be truly feminine. You know what she's saying?
What does he mean?
That means women are usually not very fair. Right? Women can be cruel.
Son of a
So if you're
bitch.
a feminine woman, you would be bitchy, slightly bitchy. Never try to be. It is the secret of mundane failure, to be fair.
Bobby.
As you have probably felt, instinctively being too young to have found it out in any other way, I will write a poem about you. I will call it The Petulant Poppy. But
Huh?
technically, okay, wait. When he says I will write a poem to you, it's not you, Hermione. He's gonna
Oh
write The
my god.
Petulant Poppy and going to give it to Cecile.
My god.
Ding, 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 ding. Help! Gasped Hermione. She's like, tolonglah, ya Allah. What is this? Why another poem? Don't you like the title? But why Poppy? You look like a poppy with your black hair and red kerchief. There are other reasons, certain things connected with poppies. They are full of dope, bro.
My god. She's the
She
drug.
say he's saying like, yo, girl, you're so dope, you make me high. That's why you're a poppy girl.
Oh my god.
He's like, what to flirt, Taffy? I don't know how to flirt. I don't know. Can you ever tell the girl, oh, I will call you, oh, you look like a poppy flower? And then she's like, oh, that's so sweet. What does it mean? Oh, you drive people crazy. You like cocaine, that's,
Oh
isn't
my
poppy
god.
where they get heroin? Oh, heroin, is it from poppies? Was it cocaine or heroin from poppies? But yeah, so dope meaning like, illegal substances, drugs. How is it that you are permitted to knock around at this hour without a duenna? So he's like, how are you have so much freedom? Don't you have like, a woman to look after you, like, a maid basically? I'm not, Hermione replied. This is strictly against the rules, and there is a bad time in store for me when I have to face Uncle Chris. Who is Uncle Chris? Okay, for a guy who doesn't want to know
He's
the people
getting.
on the ship, he's
Mhm.
asking a lot of questions,
I know.
right? Like suddenly you're like, why are you so curious suddenly? Just now you tell Mr. Wood, I don't want to know, I don't want to see them. But now he's like, oh, who's Uncle Chris? Shut up. Why are you asking so many questions? He is our sailing master, Uncle Chris Hellstrom. What's the matter? Your turn. What
I'm
happened?
mad too. Wait,
What's
wait,
going
okay.
on?
Hello? Yeah.
Yep.
But the poet had stopped short in his tracks and was staring at her with an expression which Hermione found almost startling, the long eyelashes, which were several shades darker than his tawny hair, swept up, opening to their fullest width. Like his eyes are wide,
Mm-hmm.
and the yellow eyes blazed at the girl with a sudden, vivid intensity. Hermione, startled and fascinated, stared back in wonder, and under her inquiring gaze, the blood faded from the face of the poet to leave it of a distressing pallor. But
I
only
think he
for an
saw the person that he thought it was Hermione.
oh,
I think he saw Hermione, quote unquote Hermione, the fake Hermione.
but only for an instant or two did this last. Back came the rich, ruddy saffron, the eyelashes swept down, And the poet caught a deep breath and blinked at her, then smiled.
My heart.
Her transformation was like that which one sees in a cat watching a canary, then suddenly surprised by some member of the household. What made you look like that? Demanded the girl. Applebow blinked
Ooh.
several times, then shrugged. Did I look surprised? It struck me as a bit odd that you should call your sailing master Uncle Chris, and be in dread of his displeasure. I have seen him. He is merely a Norwegian sailor, is he not? He is his that and more, retorted Hermione. He is the most splendid man that ever lived, the sort of stuff that is sung of in old sagas. A dead redeem sing. Ah, anjing daddy.
Ooh.
What do you know about
I
sagas?
think.
Great deal. Uncle Chris has taught me a lot about Scandinavian legend and folklore. He is one of those big-hearted, big-souled men with the high courage of an early sea king and the heart of a child. Or better, perhaps a mother. He has been a mother to my sisters and myself. I mean, in a way,
Yes.
you know? Can you sing what
It's a
you're
big
reading
mama.
while the next part of you're doing? No, that's not what the reading sing is for, anjing. You read.
The
She
hills
glanced
are
curiously
dark
at Applebow. As if to
in the
evade her scrutiny, he turned
sky.
away, but not before she had caught a sudden gleam from his amber eyes, which had darkened again and were almost veiled. In their habitual manner, Hermione also observed that there was a dark, smoky which extended up the strongly muscled neck.
Oh my god.
Ooh! I
Stop.
wonder what else is veiny and strongly muscled. Ooh!
She's just staring at him.
To disappear under the clustering mane about his ears, and that the big chest was rising and ooh, I wish he was shirtless,
Of course you would.
was rising and
Uh,
falling more forcefully than their easy pace would seem to warrant. What is the matter with you? She asked curiously. He turned to her slowly. Do you think, he asked, that your Uncle Chris was ever more than a common sailor to begin with? My God, Artiston. What does he mean?
as in like, so basically she's like, oh, Uncle Chris, and like everything she's like praising him, right?
Hmm.
So he's like, this girl is like super obsessed with this old man. Like you okay tak? Right? So he's trying to say like the fact that your Uncle Chris is captain now, right? Like he's captain and you like him and blah blah blah. But once upon a time, he was just a normal sailor, right? He's just a normal sailor like
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, right? So he's trying to like, I get that you love him a lot, but like everybody has to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So, Kristen Hellstrom was never a common anything, replied Hermione with some heat. But so far as that goes, he was born of a good, though poor Norwegian family and went to sea because he liked it and had to do something. I know very little about his early history. He does not like to talk about it. Why does it interest you? Are you, like some other people whom I have known, so snobbish as to be shocked that three young ladies should have been nursed and tended and taught deportment by their father's Norwegian sailing master? Let me tell you, his manners are far better than Papa's. And Papa is an FFV. First something something vessel. First foreman vessel. I don't know. She looked at him truculently. Nothing could arouse Hermione to such quick and torrid resentment as any slight on her beloved Uncle Chris. Huh, you would say nothing about my Uncle Chris. He is my mother. He's a man who is my mother. Wherefore she turned her dark violet eyes challengingly upon the poet. You look like a Scandinavian yourself, said she. My mother, replied Applebow, was a cousin to the King of Sweden. Does that mean he's a prince?
No, I think it's bullshit.
Your turn.
Sweden. Mano. Okay, okay.
You following?
Hermione stopped short to stare at him. Her eyes opened very wide. Also, her carmine lips were slightly
Carmine, basically red lips.
carmine lips were slightly farther apart than strict deportment would approve. Really? She cried. And your father? She mirrored beneath her. It was an infatuation followed by a wedding and an elopement. Of course, she sacrificed her rank. They came to
Oh,
America. It is a long story, and both my parents are now dead. Applebow is the name of an uncle who made me his hair. He was a Swede. Oh. I don't know why I'm telling you all of this. Perhaps it is because I don't want you to think that I am a snob. I would rather you did not tell anybody, if you don't mind. Of course not, replied Hermione. But I would like to hear more. Just now your own affairs are more important. You had better get back aboard as soon as possible, or your sailing master may put you in the brig. Oh, he's safe. We saw you walking on the beach with me. It's rather a delicate situation, considering my solicited attentions of the past 3 months. Hermione's piquant face took on a very rich tone of red. Oh, you blushing again? The fuck? Without answering, she began to walk rapidly toward the beach. So rapidly, in fact, that the first few steps carried her on in advance of her companion, who seemed tranquilly determined to set the pace himself. Hermione glanced back over her shoulder. Since you're in such a hurry to get rid of me, she said, why don't you hurry? Why don't you hurry? I was admiring your I was admiring your walk. It must be a family accomplishment. You inherited from your mother, no doubt. Your father walks like a duck. Oh!
Wow.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh!
I mean, I guess she doesn't care if he insults her father. She only cares if he insults Uncle Chris. Yeah, my father also that. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, on the
It's so
part of
true.
all of us. Does my walk remind you of Hermione? Not in the least. Hermione walks like a gossamer born by the breeze. And I stump along like a watch officer. No, your feet are coquetting with the earth. Hermione had no feet. Ah! She was born by invisible wings. Ah! Baka na pa bang? I rather fancy that every part of you coquettes with everything it touches. Hmm? Or is he complimenting her like he rather she was like
Ah,
her own person or something like that?
no, no, it's more of like, yeah, she's her own person, but the word he uses, coquetting and
Mm.
coquettes, it's much like everywhere you walk, it's like your body is like flirting with the earth. It's like part of the earth. It's like fusing with the earth, basically.
My
You were
God,
making
man.
love to the snipe you had
Yeah,
just slaughtered.
when the gamekeeper collared you, I was watching from the Sag. Sag pula. No, that's a teach term. Sag. You were Hermione and you never interfered. Pardon me, I did interfere when I thought there was a chance of your loading shameful bleed. You see, I swam ashore to contemplate the early sunlight on the marsh in order to receive certain impressions which might lead to a poem. Then you came along and spoiled it all. Thanks. Please do not interrupt. If you don't like what I'm telling you, just say so and we will talk of something else. I will tell you how beautiful you. That is no doubt a hack, 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 ah,
Hackneyed,
oh, hackneyed subject.
hackneyed,
Oh, hackneyed subject,
hack,
but perhaps I can
yeah.
find a new way of putting it. Please don't be silly. Go on. I came
So
along and spoiled it all.
yeah, so basically he's saying that,
Hmm.
oh, I mean, if I talk about this and you're upset, then okay, I don't talk about it at all. But
Okay.
but at the same time, it's like you want me to tell you how beautiful? I'm sure I can talk about that, but I feel like a lot of guys already tell you that. Because because he thinks that she's Cecile, that she's like the one who like flirts with all the guys and breaks up with them. So
That, oh
so
my god.
he's like, I can tell you you're beautiful, but I feel like you hear everything already. Maybe I can find a new way of saying it, but I feel like you've already heard so much. Okay.
My god. Artist turn.
Utterly. I was chock a block with aesthetic appreciation. I was delighting in the smell of salt surge and piney perfumes, reveling in the music of joyous bird calls, loving the companionship of snipe and curlew and plover, free-winged sea nomads like myself, exulting in my human solitude, getting warm after my swim, chewing tobacco.
The fuck?
What? The fifth sense. I had had no breakfast, and I am very fond of chewing tobacco. When alone. Please don't interrupt. Everything was perfect, and then you came and spoiled it all. Hermione's small nose, already tampering sadly with the class in its modernly rebellious tips, became even more artistically anarchistic. Anarchistic. Oh, very well. Applebow's voice expressed polite fatigue. If you will interrupt, I love the shade of your bathing suit. It makes you
Oh
look like a
no,
canary.
kaya jahat bodoh din eh.
So basically it's like he said, "You want me to talk about how you ruined my day?"
Uh,
Because that's what he's asking, right?
yeah.
Like what was happening, that kind of thing. So she said, "Okay, let me tell you what I was doing until you freaking started shooting shit and like causing trouble." Right. And then she starts going like, huff, huff, oh, oh, like she macam like, then
Sabi,
sadly,
the man be
like she's
like,
like,
Connie, saya puji, tak no. Aku cakap ba,
I
apa
follow
sa,
suit kita na.
I follow everything you say, and then everything you're not satisfied.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my god.
he finally just decided, okay lah, might as well puji dia, like go back to go back to praising her. Oh, very well. Applebull's voice expressed polite fatigue. If you will interrupt, I love the shade of your bathing suit. It makes you look like a Nereid who has found a copy of L'Art et la Mode chucked off La Provence and got discontented with algae. Shall I describe your ravishing face? Ah, black storm clouds your hair, and beneath the snow
I
of your
I bet
forehead
I
falling
bet
into
she
the
wants to strangle
all-clearing
him right
blue
now.
of your eyes. A sea so deep and fathomless that... Shut up. Pardon? Close your face. Snapped Hermione. Very well, only it's not my fault. You would shove your oar in. Do you think that's a nice way to speak to a lady? I'm not talking to a lady. There are lots of
Bodoh!
ladies. I'm
Jahat,
talking to a
bodoh!
modern reincarnation of Artemis, who, as you probably do not know, wow, as you
My
probably do not know
god.
because you stupid girl,
Oh my
was the ancient
god.
Greek personification of physical sweetness and purity, whom the brutal Romans had the cheek to degenerate into Diana, a bloodthirsty goddess of killing things, snipe or plover or gamekeepers or pilot fishes or... So basically, he's saying like you're not a lady,
My
you are a
god.
brutal goddess, a bloodthirsty goddess, right? So she is the Artemis, right? But Artemis was known as sweet and pure, but she's become bloodthirsty, killing
Oh
things.
my god,
So
this man.
so again, it's like you're beautiful, but you're cruel, like... Oh, please. Why you look as if about to break down? Like she's actually feeling ashamed of what she did. Must I remind you that I've had a rather trying morning of it? Cecile, cried the pilot fish. I'm sorry. Hermione found no particular stimulant in his sorrows, but the Cecile acted very tonically. Up went nose and chin again. Then drop personalities and go on with what you were saying about the way I spoiled it all. Your aesthetic revels and the tobacco and the rest. So she said, okay, continue, continue. Continue saying how I did badly, right? Continue. Yeah, then...
Where did you put them?
And the tobacco and the rest, dot, dot, dot. Well then, basically, you start well then.
Okay. Well then, continued Apple, but I was so content with everything as it was that when you came and began to kill my little snipe and spoil their music with a fusillade and swamp the old odors of resin and marsh with fumes of sulfur and sulpet, sulpatre, sulpet,
Salpeter, I guess.
sulpete, and
Like
obscured the
center,
landscape with
Peter.
smoke and generally put things on the blink. That was easy for you. The poet waved his hand. I swallowed my little cud. What? Excuse me, pray go on. I was wild with indignation, especially as I recognized you. You did? I said, here's that pampered beauty, Cecily Bell. I mean, Cecile Bla blah, blah, blah. Cecile Bell. Not content with breaking up, all the men who know her, or ought to, must come over here and kill these little birds and smell up the marsh. Oh, come. Well, that acrid powder, you know. Therefore, when I saw the keeper stalking you, I was tickled to death. He was amused.
Yep. He's like, alamak budak ni. Like she's like, like he's like, why are you getting into trouble, right? And you'd have
And
let
uh,
him... Sorry, continue.
oh, and you'd have let
No,
him
you
run
finish.
me in. I feel like helping, but when he got nasty, I sympathized with you. He was right. You were wrong all the way through. Mercy, and you? I was wrong too. I should have let him take you to the superintendent.
Let's
Papi,
go.
it would have done you good
No,
in so many
honestly,
different ways. Hindi much na Seven Studio tapi jahat bodoh Denny. uh, why didn't you? Appleball gave her a quick look. I couldn't, he said, and looked straight into her eyes.
I wanted to, but I
Wait,
couldn't.
why is this
I should
walk
have.
to to her boat taking so long?
I know, right?
Artist turn?
Hermione's heart gave a sudden, tremendous throb. In that quick little psychological moment, which lasted only as long as it took their eyes to meet, wonderful changes were wrought. Or perhaps they were not changes, but only the crystallizing of instincts and emotions some few thousands of years older than Hermione. At any rate, what scientists would call empirical symptoms were most pronounced. Every little dormant cell of the many millions which go to make a Hermione, or any of the rest of us, suddenly awoke and began to shout for something which was owed it, and for which it felt, for the first time, a strong and immediate need. Ooh.
My
First
God.
she was swooning, now she's like, I want you.
Oh Lord.
This is a clumsy way of trying to express what sentimentalists call love at first sight, which, when all is said, is really no more than the love of a pussy willow for the first promise of warmth to come, with no consideration of intervening frosts. For good or bad, that that was what happened to Hermione. And all of the many queer, complex emotions found their resultant in a quick, primitive impulse, of which the keynote was to make the man beside her say, with truth, that nothing really mattered but herself. So basically, she's like kind of turning into the older sister
Huh?
in a way.
Mhm.
Like the older sister is like she wants all the guys to like, oh, I love you, blah blah, right? Like she play with guys'
Uh-huh.
feelings, right? So this is the first time Hermione is like, I really want this guy to say he loves me. Because usually the way she dates is like the guy will like ask her, and then she will look at the guy like, okay, or I like you, or like if the guy like confesses, then she's like, nah, I don't like you. Like it's like always the guy doing it.
Mhm.
So now is the first time that she's like looking at the guy like, I want you to say it. I want you to want me. I want
My
you to want
God.
me. Is basically yeah. This Mr. Applebowl politely declined to do, having instincts of his own and a decency peculiar to the cat family. He merely blinked at Hermione and waited for her to start that most ruthless of all duels which cynics have tried to misinterpret as love. So he doesn't want to give in, basically.
My
So she's
God.
like, I want you to say, I want you to want me, and he's like, eh. So basically, this whole banter back and forth, it's like her slowly like catching feels for him,
My God. This
and
woman.
him being like, you're very very pretty, you're so pretty, but at the same time you're so cruel, you're so crazy. Like, oh my god, how can you do this to men? Like, so it's like it's also like he's like macam trying not to tepikat because he knows that if he tepikat, his heart will get broken. But at the same time, he also like, actually, I kind of want my heart to be broken. He's like 50-50 about it, you know? So I kind of want my heart to be, I want to experience trauma so that I can
The
write
heck?
better poems.
Experience trauma?
That's what he said, what? Yeah, like, smash me, murder me. Okay? Then you only
Weirdo.
interfered, said Hermione, because you thought that I might have shot the keeper. It wasn't that you wished to render a service to a woman, it was merely a general humanitarian desire to prevent bloodshed. A tragedy. Nope. What? Yeah, then.
Okay. Uh, okay. It wasn't that. You would not have shot him. Never. He would have dragged you weeping and half clothed. Never. Yes, that was what I wanted him to do. But when the time came, I changed my mind. At least, I changed my behavior. My mind is still the same. You were quite in the wrong. The gamekeeper was right and meant to obey orders if it cost him his life. But you would not have shot him. I had no real fear of that, and theoretically, I wanted him to march you off and teach you a lesson. But when you threw that despairing look around, something brought me to your aid with a rush. I could have broken his neck without a twinge of compunction. He rather expressed my feeling when he said, Darius that he won. Darius that he won, Applebow laughed. I felt like that, as though I were some wild creature and my mate was in trouble. I beg your pardon, Cecile. Again, the rush of emotion, followed by the cold shower. Hermione's pulses seemed filled with wine, and her youthful body with that warm, intoxicating glow, incomprehensible as it was delicious. When there came that Cecile, and she felt like the hot iron plunged by the smith into his tub of water. No doubt the tempering process was good for her, but she did not like it and hissed little, just as does the glowing metal. Hey, you want to
Okay, 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 okay.
bumok na?
So it's like so so this whole time, right, whenever he talks about how beautiful that he wanted to save her, blah blah blah, she's like, oh my god, he likes me, he likes me, he likes me, and then Cecile, then he's like, oh my god. So dia macam, bruh.
My God.
Right? It's like so is he said like the when the gatekeeper, right, the what's his name,
Uh-huh.
gamekeeper
Mhm.
was like, oh, he's the he version of this woman, right? So it's like when he said that he felt like, oh yeah, I am his her husband, like basically like I am like the male version, like as I was some wild creature and my mate was in trouble. So it's like macam like, yeah, my love is in trouble. I need to go save her. Then she's like, oh,
My God.
Cecile, oh my god. Right, so it's like she was like so happy until he said Cecile. Then she's like, damn it.
She
Okay, your turn.
forgot. Okay. Then it wasn't chivalry, she snapped, but a sort of primitive male instinct. Absolutely. A woman with a gun and a lot of slaughtered little pulver is no inspiring object for chivalry, which is, after all, principally a masculine pose. But she may awaken her other but she may awaken other sentiments. That is what you have done. I no longer regret Hermione and my rejected verses. And that reminds me that you have not yet told me that I might transfer my attention to you. I think that you are the most lovely creature that I ever saw, and you might awaken a lot of tenderness if you would. I'm sure that I could write sweet things to you. I would feel them too, which I never did toward Hermione. Hmm.
Apa ni?
Hmm. And then, why doesn't she just admit she's actually Hermione?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, dah lah, cakap lah.
If you
Because
want,
the thing is like, because the thing is like he's saying that he doesn't feel those feelings for Hermione.
no, but
So she's like, but it's me. But like, what if you realize it was me? I don't know. Yeah, I know. I feel like yeah, honestly, she should have just confessed.
poor Hermione, the poet was snatching her from one emotion to another in a manner most upsetting. He kept her from telling him then and there that she was not Cecile, that she was Hermione, the object of 3 months' poetic effusion on his part, unrecognized in her true personality and justly vilified as a heartless coquette. Instinct told her, however, that the more he abused Cecile and deplored Hermione's heartless conduct, the worse he would feel when he learned the truth. And Hermione meant that his punishment would be thorough. Oh
Oh,
my
okay,
god.
okay, okay. So this whole time, right? He's like,
Hmm.
it's like I hate how you killed the birds, right?
Huh?
Like you're so cruel, blah blah blah. But at the same time, he's like, I also think you're very pretty. But then, so the question is like, if anyway,
I
I
got
don't know.
this
Well,
man.
instinct to her, however, that the more he abuses you at the plot Hermione's heartless conduct, the worse he would feel when he learned the truth. And Hermione meant that his punishment should be thorough. So she wants him to feel like, oh shit, what did I say? Like she wants him to like menyesal,
Oh, so
saying
she's
these things.
dragging this on longer. Kau tunggu.
Yeah.
Kau tunggu gampang. Aku buat kau menyesal. She wants revenge.
Yeah, like his punishment.
Hermione meant, okay. A full-natured woman inherits from her primitive forebears a good deal of antagonism for the heart-compelling male, and so far Hermione had not struck back. She meant to do so effectively when the time came. Applebow was awakening her too many new suggestions, but she was very far from being conquered. So she tossed her pretty head and remarked, "Artistan." Oh my god, let go!
Self care, hydrate. My turn. Okay. Ah, verse does not appeal to me, except in an impersonal, purely mental sort of way. If that contents you, Go ahead and write it by the running foot. Like Hermione, I'm not very keen about long distance devotion. If you transfer your attentions to me, there will be certain responsibilities attached. The first is that you call and meet my family in a purely conventional way. So, you want to write about me? You better come and ask for my hand in marriage.
My
Ask it
God.
from my family. Mr. Applebow looks scared. Oh, in that case, perhaps. Do you suppose that your sister Paula, corrected Hermione icily. Paula, quite so. I wonder if Paula would mind if he's like willing to transfer to another sister. Macam
Does
like
he
psychos,
even
eh?
know who's
Like,
who at
no,
this
but
point?
like it's at the same time it's like this is so creepy, you know? Like does he
I
realize he's
know.
being creepy? Oh my god. Hermione stopped short and stared. The color flooded her face. She was suddenly the prey of a violent desire to do the man beside her a physical damage. Like, you jangan touch my sister. Ah. You don't. Paula is my baby. She felt
Actually,
that she
she's
would like
the
to.
younger one.
She felt that she would like to snatch the gun from his hands and bang him over the head with a stock. Applebow looked at her and blinked. Don't be angry, said he. I would never have the nerve to go aboard the shark. I'm an awful coward about most things. Besides, I hate the idea of being listed on your collection. I wonder what you would label me. Fool's gold, snapped Hermione. That would be unjust to yourself, if I were yours, answered the poet sleepily. All love is pure gold, but often there is a lot of base metal alloyed. I love you, Cecile. He blinked.
What does he? Is that sarcasm?
I don't know.
Then just man, he's more complicated than a woman. Oh God.
Hermione laughed. Then go and smelt out the alloy, said she, that consists principally of a deep and sincere affection for Mr. Appleball. She turned to look at him, her head critically aslant. The poet looked back. Hermione's heart began to misbehave again, and the delicious colour burned warmly through her clear olive skin. Her deep violet eyes looked almost purple in the crimson sunlight pervading the early morning air. Her chin was slightly raised, and her red lips invitingly apart, as she waited for his reply. Without in the least suspecting it, Hermione looked like a girl who defies the kiss which she fully intends to get. Okay, how do I explain this? Are you lost?
Yes. What does he mean?
Okay, so they're using the metaphor of gold, right?
Mhm.
So he is saying that all love is pure gold,
Mhm.
right? But there often is a lot of base metal alloys. So alloys are just basically metals being mixed together. So it's not like pure gold. It's like gold plus iron plus something else, right? So he says, I love you, Cecile. So he's saying that his love for her is like pure gold, but there's a lot of like other things involved. So it's like there are other conditions. So I love you, but I cannot, go on to board the ship. I cannot ask your family, blah, blah, blah. So I'm a coward,
Oh my God.
basically. He's like trying to say that. And so she's like, okay. So she's like trying to say, I also love you, right? She's trying to reply that I also love you, right? I also like you, right? But she's saying, okay, since you want this to be pure gold, right? You have to work hard at making it pure love, right? So you need to smelt out the alloy. That means you need to burn it and remove the metals, like like separate the metals, right? So he says if you want to like get to the pure love, right? That consists principally of a deep and sincere affection. So she's not saying love, but she says, I have a deep and sincere affection for you. She doesn't want to use the word love.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So as she's saying, go ahead, like go and smelt out the alloy, she's like like showing her lips, like
Mhm.
kiss me. Yeah. So she's like looking up at him with her mouth like invitingly open, smelt out the alloy, kiss me, basically. Make it pure love. So she looked like a girl who was trying to get a kiss, but also like defying, like, go ahead, do it. Okay, your turn.
My God. He does. No, Hermione. Had the poet acted like a man or scoundrel, as one prefers to look at it. This novel is very spicy. And kiss Hermione
They haven't
then
even
and
got,
there.
they haven't even touched each other.
My God, spicy in such a way that I cannot fathom. Oh my God, words. Oh, and kiss Hermione then and there with their enthusiasm, which her prettiness and the situation as a whole appeared to warrant. There is absolutely no telling what might have happened.
Oh,
Ins- Oh.
scandalous.
Instead of which, Mr. Applebow's face grew sleepier and his eyes blinkier than ever, while the look which he threw at Hermione was full of appreciation of a purely impersonal character. Hey, do you want to read until chapter 6?
Sure. Okay.
Huntington Wood smelted out his alloy of the alloy. He observed, instead of bewailing his ill fortune and howling for sympathy, he went up and started a home for sick babies. Now he's back again, pure metal. Do you suppose that it will do him any good? Hermione felt that
So
she
he's
would.
oh my god. Okay, no. So it's like so the reason why he's not, go like moving on to her, right?
Mhm.
Even though he says I love you, Cecile, is because he doesn't want to like step on it. Like it's like bros before hoes, you know? Like that's his that's his
Oh
bros ex,
God.
So it's like he's like if I like go pursue you, macam like later
Wait,
Huntington
wait,
Wood
wait.
will be like
I'm curious. Is the
mm,
friend that told him that the person he saw is Hermione actually like? Did he first saw Cecile and the friend he was with was like Huntington, and then Huntington doesn't want him to pursue his ex, so he said it's Hermione.
no.
Oh, someone else.
When he quote unquote saw quote unquote Hermione, it was on land. Remember, he said it was winter on land.
Uh.
Yeah, so it wasn't Huntington wasn't there. Huntington only came in the summer on
Oh.
the summer break to like pursue Cecile.
Hmm.
So he was here last summer, and then this summer he's here. So right now all this is happening in the summer ish. Yeah, so when he met Wood, he's like, "Hey bro, what's up? Last year I saw you, gitu.
Eh bro,
Hey bro, what's up? Oh, your ex, Cecile. Oh man, sorry. But so now even like Apple Boy is like, oh my god, dang, Cecile is so hot. I don't know. I'm like falling in love for my
uh,
for my bro's ex, bro. So like he's like, I guess just
is it?
not
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay,
going
okay,
for
okay,
it.
fam.
Yeah. I mean, that could be one of the reasons as why I think why he's like not like going straight up and kissing her, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Now he's back again, pure metal. Do you suppose that it will do him any good? Hermione felt that she would like to employ some of her father's forceful seagoing expressions. Here was Cecile popping up again to spoil everything at the most interesting moment, yet not for the world would she point out to him his silly mistake. He intended that this i- disillusionment should come as a coup de theater, which would leave the poet in a state of collapse. So she swung smartly on her heel and shrugged. Huntington Wood no longer offers his gold, and nobody can blame him, said she, and resumed her walk toward the beach.
So
This,
she's trying to
huh?
say like, nope, he doesn't love me anymore. I'm open to other men.
Ah, my God. Okay. They skirted the pine scrub, passed along the edge of the marsh, then crossed the strip of sand and rock to the beach.
Finally, they're at the beach. Oh my god.
After 2 chapters, the tide was at the last of the ebb, and as she glanced toward the spot where she had left her boat, Hermione gave a little cry of dismay. Look, she cried, it's gone! Artistan.
What had happened was so plainly sketched on the open page of the beach that one could run and read. Several yards above the water's edge was indicated the place where Hermione had grounded on landing, as was shown by her tracks, left from the spot where she had stepped ashore. From farther down the beach came another trail, a man's, running to where the skiff lay, while a long furrow and some deeply gouged footprints showed where he had run the skiff down to the water. Somebody stole her boat, lah.
Oh shit.
Here, before the present rim of the tide was reached, all vanished, as though boat and man had taken flight into the air. Hermione threw a frightened look at Applebow. The poet was standing straight as an Indian, his bushy eyebrows drawn down, and his lips puckered. That swine of a gatekeeper, he growled in his deep, though husky bass. I wish that I had broken his neck. Why didn't I think about his swiping the boat? I am a fool. Oh, they're stranded. Yeah, stranded. The gamekeeper took their boat away.
My God.
What shall we do? Oh no. I love how like this phrase.
Huh?
What shall we do? Ask Hermione, right? Apparently there's this famous female Hollywood director, right? Like director, scriptwriter, producer kind of woman. And then she was saying that she whenever she watches like a movie and a woman turns to a man and says, "What are we gonna do?" She hates that part. Like that's like her most pantang thing.
My God.
She hates it when like a female character goes to a male character and like, "Oh my god, what are we gonna do now? What shall we do?" She hates it. You know why? Because she said in real life, have you ever seen a woman ask a man what to do
No?
in a crisis situation? It's always the man asks what to do. Wife, where are my keys? Wife, where is my jacket? Wife,
Wow.
wife, what medication does our children take? You are the father, you don't know.
My
So I feel
God.
like in times of crisis, the woman is like, okay, calm down, we got this. First, you do this. Like the woman always has a plan, right? So it's like she says, like, who in real life has ever seen a woman go to a man and be like, oh no, what to do? It's always the man go to the woman and be like, bro, we're so screwed. Like, okay, no, we're not. Just figure this out. Da, 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 da.
Nice,
So
sir.
yeah, it's quite funny. That reminded me of that woman ranting. Huh? Why got a woman like this one? This is not realistic. Women in real life would never do this. What shall we do? Oh no. What can we do now? Hero, save us. Okay, so are we going to stop here? Or are we going to
No.
finish chapter 6?
Finish chapter 6.
Okay, your turn.
Oh, you finished the rest of the chapter 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, so basically they found out that they are stranded there and the boat got taken away.
Oh God. Both of their
I
boats? I thought
know.
he has one. He also has a boat.
I don't know how he got there also.
Wait, didn't he say he swam?
Oh, maybe. Right.
Is
Oh,
idiot
yeah, he
ah.
swam
Apple
there.
boy is idiot ah.
Okay, so what shall we do? Ask Hermione and...
Apple boy looked at her and blinked. Can you swim as well as you can row and shoot and walk? He asked. Hermione looked out across
Wow,
the dancing
walk.
waters of the bay. It must be a good mile and a half to the shark, said she slowly. The yawl is about half the distance, but the color flooded her face. Even under the circumstances, I should hardly care to swim to her. No, said the poet, that would not do. It is very perplexing. Couldn't you swim out to your boat and come back with the dinghy? Asked Hermione. My friend is ashore with the dinghy, and I have no other boat. I would swim to the shark, but I do not like to leave you here alone. That pig of a keeper probably thinks that he has got us penned, and may be back at any moment with reinforcements. He knows that we would not care to take to the back country in our bathing suits. And besides, this is a promontory and probably wire fence on the side of the mainland. Perhaps the best thing for us to do would be to go straight to the club and see the superintendent. I would enjoy talking to a gentleman. No, no, no! Think of how it would look! You might wait here and let me go alone. No, look at him thoughtfully. Are you a very strong swimmer? I'm quite at home in the wet. Then let's try for the shark. If I get hurt, you can take me in tow. What distance do you think that you are good for? That's the point. To the yawl, at least, the chances are that we will be sighted from the shark. In fact, we might make them see us here. But I would rather start back. If I play out, you can put me aboard the daffodil and keep on yourself for the schooner. All right. It is ignominious to be found this way on the beach. I'll hide the gun and game back in the bushes at the foot of that tree. This was quickly accomplished when the two walked side by side down the sloping beach and waded slowly into the cold water, knee deep. The poet, who was in the lead, turned to Hermione. Take it easy, said he, and don't try to talk. If you feel tired, put one hand on my shoulder and keep paddling. I could tow you all the way, if need be. But you must swim as far as you can, so as not to get chilled. The water is like ice in the channel. Whoa, he really did
Oh,
swim all the way. Oh my god.
he's so athletic. Ooh.
Betul juga. Elliot? Oh, Elliot. Artist
But he's like,
turn.
you have to,
Huh?
yeah, I can help you across, but you have to keep paddling because,
Mm.
you need to keep warm. Okay, Hermione looked at him and nodded, and again there swept through her the warm little tinkling which defied the chill of the sea. Quite a new sensation, this, and one which Hermione was at a loss to comprehend, for the poet irritated even while he attracted her. He had a most vexing manner of talking to, without looking at her. One indifferent glance, and his yellow eyes were wandering beyond, anywhere except in her direction. Now, apparently waiting for her to take to the water, he was staring sleepily down the beach. Oh, he just cannot look at her in the eye. I think he's just afraid of looking at her in the eye because he also feels something.
Oh my god, this man.
Interested apparently in a flock of gulls circling about some stranded object. The warm sunlight smoked on his yellow mane and threw soft shadows on the bare, saffron coloured skin of the texture of velvet. Ooh, she's touching his skin right on his shoulder. Ooh.
Oh, it's just the shoulder, man. Relax, relax.
At that time,
uh,
it's like a lot already.
oh
Holding
my
hands is a
god.
lot. Staring into each other's eyes is already a lot. And glowing richly in the highlights. He splashed a little water on his powerful arms, and long, clean cut muscles formed shifting contours to delight a sculptor's eye. A life size statue in dull gold looked the poet, beautiful as a demigod, and no more human, for he carried a curious atmosphere of detachment to his surroundings, as though the milieu were alien to him, and he might, at any moment, betake himself away to his own place. Even for this lovely mortal maid beside him, he seemed to show a polite disinterestedness, not usually to be found in his ancient prototypes, if we are to believe the classics. Hermione felt this, and it aroused in her a sudden, fierce perversity. Again, there came a swift
Hey.
desire to waken him out of his sleepy indifference by a physical violence. There were also traitorous thrills.
Oh lord.
So she's like, I wanna seduce this man. I really want to make him
Oh
want
my
me.
god.
Come on, she said with such sharp impatience that the poet turned and blinked at her inquiringly. Hermione's blue eyes flashed. Hello? She just said
Blue
blue
eyes.
eyes.
I
I thought it
mean,
was purple eyes.
it is kind of like in the bluish area, right? The color.
Dark blue, I guess. And with a sudden spiteful motion of her hand, she sent a shower of the icy water spraying over him. Applebow gasped, laughed gurglingly, and flung himself forward to swim, Hermione following. Come on, psh! Splashes him with water. Side by side, they thrust forward through the clear, cold water. Hermione was swimming prone. The poet lounged along on his side, his head half buried, and floating hair swirling about his ears. His eyes almost closed. To Hermione, he looked as though he were asleep, and propelled onward by some involuntary mechanism. Oh, so he's swimming from his side. That's interesting. For 100 yards, neither of them spoke. Hermione turned on her side, facing Applebow. The thinnest of amber gleams between the double fringe of eyelashes told that he was watching her. Ooh, he did look at
Oh my
her.
god. Following.
You could swim all day, Cecile, said he. What right have you to call me Cecile? Snapped Hermione, tired of the constantly recurring error of identity. Even if I were, I call you Cecile and not Miss Bell, because the latter is the conventional name, and I do not know you conventionally, and never will. Fancy my writing verses to Miss Bell, as we shall never meet, in all probability, after this hour. What does it matter? So he's like, okay, okay, bye.
It's not like
Never
we're
meet
gonna
again.
meet again after this. Is like the fuck.
Hermione did not reply. The water seemed to strike her with a certain chill. And she's like, don't you want to see me again? Ooh. No, my life is now happy and tranquil. If I saw more of you, my fate would no doubt be that of so many others. No, Cecile, I do not want to see you again.
Oh, that's so mean.
No, because he feels like he's going to fall for her and then like, he's gonna get tossed. But at the same time he did say he wanted to get tossed, so it's like kinda like contradictory, bro.
Hmm.
But perhaps I might care to see you. You will have the best of me in the verses I shall send you. Oh, hang the verses, cried Hermione, and turned to the other side. At the end of the 100 yards, she rowed back again. The poet was harmlessly entertaining himself by taking large mouthfuls of water and spouting them into the air. Hermione burst into a ringing laugh. Appleboy regarded her with a sleepy inquiry. You look like a triton with your cheeks puffed out that way, she. Don't talk, replied the poet. It adds to the effort of breathing. You look rather like a mermaid yourself. Hermione did not answer, and they swam on in silence through the golden August morn. The sensation of cold had passed, and it seemed to the girl that she was of one substance with the sea, of the same essence, the same elemental property, feeling neither warmth nor cold, nor fear nor fatigue, nor anything that was alien or individual. She found herself a mermaid, at home, and felt that when it pleased her, she could leave the surface to explore mysterious green depths far beneath. Your turn.
Far beneath. He, her companion, was of it too. They were sea. Mm. They were sea mates, Triton and Nereid, subjects of the great god Poseidon, owing no fealty to any lord of the land, knowing no trammels but the wide boundaries of the ocean, that greater dominion of the world. She looked at Applebow. He appeared to be under
Cracking
the
my knuckles,
water,
sorry.
rather than upon it, huh?
I was just cracking my knuckles. If you hear
Oh,
it, it's me
see that?
cracking my knuckles. Okay.
And the yellow eyes rose from the swirl of brine to blink at her with comradeship. Hermione wanted
Hmm.
to take his hand that they might plunge together to explore unknown depths, never guessing, innocent girl, that she was well on the road to explore depths just as deep and
Ooh,
redoubtable.
ooh, ooh.
Well, offshore, with their sea world
She's
all
gonna
about,
get deep.
a sudden odd vibration smote against their vigorous young bodies, a vibration that suggested a sound felt rather than heard. Morning colors, said the poet. That's the gun from the reading room. Look! He flashed from the water an arm of gleaming gold from which sprang diamonds. Hermione turned upon her face to look toward the yak flotilla. Down from the trucks of the anchored fleet fluttered the nightcaps, little tongues of black, while pennant and burgee passed them on their race aloft, and the national ensign, the stars and stripes, unfurled lazily from the taffrails. To their ears came with sweet faintness the shrilling of the sieves as the halyards spun through them, while from a big steam yacht nearly a mile away came the merry whistle of bosun's pipe. Bosun's. Hermione looked toward the daffodil, then at Appleball. Rotten lack of etiquette, he said, and grinned. I haven't any bunting. Why not? Are you a member of no clubs? Oh, yes, the New York and the Atlantic. There is bunting below, but I do not fly it because I am merely a parasite, a pilot fish. Hermione did not answer, for their pace was a smart one, and she had need of breath. Presently she asked, How about the tide? It is running flat out there, said Applebow. Otherwise I would not have let you swim. We are in the deep channel now, and the tide is helping. I've been gauging our drift on the shore. Ooh,
Gauging.
gauging. The thought
Yeah, like
of
to
the
gauge
cold
something to see.
fathoms
Yeah.
beneath sent no slightest chill to Hermione. She was too much a part of it all, neither was she tired in the least. They were nearly abreast of the yawl and seaward. Neither had suggested stopping there. Hermione looked at her companion and wondered how far he could tow her if required. Seized by a sudden impulse, she said, I
He
think,
just wants to hold his
oh my
shoulder,
god,
bro. She just wants to touch him.
my god. I think that I will
If
rest
you
a
had
little,
already said that.
please. He was close to her in two powerful strokes that sent the waves swirling in his wake, as though he had been a porpoise. His eyes gave her a swift, questioning look. Take my shoulder, he said. Do you want to go to the yawl? Oh! Oh, if it was Elliot, I would also want to touch his shoulder. Ooh. No, replied Hermione, and laid her hand on the bare, flashing shoulder offered her.
Oh my god, I swear after this she cannot sleep.
Yeah.
100% she cannot sleep after
Artist
this.
turn.
She's like, ah, ah. Paddle a little so as to not get chilled, said Applebow, and started unconcernedly ahead. The tug of the heavy muscles under her hand reminded Hermione of the sensation one gets in laying the palm upon the shoulder of a galloping hunter. There was the same iron contraction, tense and quivering, to be followed by the quick relaxation, the whole evenly spaced and rhythmic as the throb of an engine. It seemed impossible that the splendid human machine could ever tire. For several minutes she clung, resting and reveling, but also in the sense of being borne onward without effort. But she was not actually fatigued, and presently released her hold. Rested? He asked, looking back. Quite. Good for the rest of the voyage? Yes. And if I am not, you are. Why did you never go in for athletics? Remember? Oh yeah, Wood said that he
Mhm.
was very athletic, right?
Yeah.
They do not interest me. Games always make me feel like a performing lion. It occurred to Hermione that they must have made him rather look like one also. Football? She asked. I tried it, but I used to get thinking and forget how to play. Besides, I do not like to get banged about. That is merely for the vanity. If it were to get something I wanted, it would be different. Hermione did not reply. She watched him curiously as he lounged along. Apropos looked back and smiled. His eyes reflected the swirling green. His hair was the color of the golden brown seaweed. Wow, the descriptions of the people is like nonstop. No, we got it. We got it the first time. I
My God.
suggested this substance as one sees it trailing from rock in a clear tideway. He looked more than ever like a Triton, thought the girl.
Ooh.
Dia tak tidur. All he needed was a shell trumpet and a trident. He wondered if so pagan a creature could possess the elements of real human feeling. At least she confessed a little ruefully he could arouse them. She herself seemed to be imbued with an unnatural strength. Her long, athletic limbs smote the water with unflagging vigor. More than that, with exhilaration. Just what might have been the reaction from this physical exertion had she swum the whole course, one cannot say, for the last third was destined to be uncompleted. Applebow's trained ear, buried in the brine, caught the rattle of boatfalls and the whine of sheaves, and he raised his dripping head to stare toward the shark. Rest, said he to Hermione. Here comes your gig. They have sighted us. It's just as well you might have got overtired. So at least her family basically, on the ship. So, oh my god, Hermione, where are you? Why are you in the ocean? Rest, said he to Hermione. Here comes your gig, right? Bother, said Hermione. Now will you see me catch it from Uncle Chris? She looked in Applebow's face, which was close to hers, and laughed. Then her blue eyes opened very wide. What's the matter? She cried. You look frightened to death. He's like, she's so close. Oh, I'm so scared. She's like, do do do. He's
My
having like
God.
a stroke. He's like, those kind of story guys, tapi like tak nak show. He's just like, I'm scared. Like he's so in love with her that he's scared. He's scared of her. Do I put
Mm-mm.
your head on my shoulder and rest? Hermione thought that his voice had an odd, strained note. He took his shoulder and then looked at him curiously, which was just staring at him, which I'm like, ooh. The poet's face, naturally a little pallid already from the immersion, had suddenly become of a sickly, bleached out pallor, which suggested the belly of a dead fish. Hermione was seized by a sudden alarm. Are you tired? She asked, and loosed her hold of his shoulder. Aberforth gave a rather forced laugh. The colour began to return again. Then, just as Hermione expected, he assumed his sleepy, blinking expression. What was it? Hermione demanded. A little cramp in the sole of the foot. It's gone now. Did you never have one? Like cramps in feet. He reached for her hand and placed it on his shoulder again. They are very painful but not dangerous, said he. Their faces were very close, each to the other.
Are they still in
Hermione
the
looked at him.
water?
Yep. This whole time the boy, Hermione, we're coming for you. Hermione looked at him questioningly. The poet smiled, and something in the flash of the strong, even teeth set Hermione's heart to thumping in the same undisciplined manner that she had previously experienced on the shore. Appleball pushed the wet hair back from his forehead. As Hermione looked at him, his amber eyes seemed to darken. This is goodbye, he said.
Why
It
am
is
I
your own
crying?
fault. No, my misfortune. There are reasons besides the silly ones have given you. This is goodbye. Your turn.
God. Well, this
They
is
never see each
so
other again.
odd. Oh my
And this
God.
whole time he still thinks that it's a seal.
Hermione was conscious of a sudden fatigue. It was as though she had been under the effect of a stimulant which was suddenly withdrawn.
The
Ah,
crush is gone.
the chill of the water struck suddenly through her. Appleball saw the light fade from the deep violet eyes and the sweet mouth droop a little at the corners. I'm so tired, said Hermione in a plaintive little voice. He took her free hand and placed it on his other shoulder. Both were slowly treading waters, though depending more of buoyancy on their splendid young lungs, trained to the exercise. The boat was coming on rapidly, not over 300 yards away. Is that far?
You want to Google 300 yards in meters. 300 yards in meters. Oh, about 274 meters.
How about kilometer? Oh, tidak juga jauh ba? Kamu lambat-lambat patah apa,
No, but you have
babi?
to think is but you have to think it's in the water though. It takes longer to
Wait, did
row
it
and then
take
with
them
the
one
waves,
mile?
Yeah, I guess so.
Two
They were trying
kilometer.
to swim, yeah,
Alah, 1 kilometer
towards
je
her.
pun bang. Tak apalah. I walk faster. More than 1 kilometer. Sampai rumah
But walking is
sekolah.
different from swimming. You know how tiring swimming is?
Okay. So, yeah, the boat was coming on rapidly, not over 300 yards away. Their eyes met and clung for an instant. Those of the poet were like aquamarines, but in Hermione's, there was a mistiness not of the sea. They faltered, drooped, then raised to his as if drawn by some subtle force. Goodbye, said the poet. Goodbye, and thank you very much for your kindness. She paused, startled at the sudden clear flame. Oh, why am I crying? This is so sad. Photo! Why am I sad? The same emerald light and that had been in the yellow eyes when Appleball had turned to her after flinging to earth the gamekeeper. You, you darling! Cried the deep, throaty voice, and before Hermione knew what was happening, she felt herself drawn closer to him. A pair of wet, salty
He got
lips
cute
were crushed
aggression.
for the.
He got cute aggression for her.
You
It's
darling!
like
Wait,
whenever
wait, let me
she's
restart.
like feminine and vulnerable.
Wait, let me restart. You darling! Cried the deep, throaty voice, and before Hermione knew what was happening, she felt herself drawn closely to him, and a pair of wet, salty lips were crushed for the instant against
Oh
her
my
own.
god.
Her head fell back, her eyes closed, the water swelled about her ears. Then she felt two strong arms supporting her beneath the shoulders, raising her bodily from the jealous grip of the sea. Blindly, she took a stroke or two, then looked dazedly at the poet. You kissed me. Yes, Cecile, it was only a goodbye. Hermione could find nothing to say, but
Shit.
indeed there was no time. Up crashed the gig under the powerful strokes of the crew. Hellstrom's anxious eyes had noted the drooping of the red coiffed head, and his thunders, "Pull, you lovers, pull! My daughter is in there with a man that he does not like!" Oh, raged the swimmer. Wait, pull, you lovers, pull! Get away, get away from me! Oh no! Pachit, aresto! They bilang. Oh my god. Reached the swimmers from a distance. Fortunately, the kiss could not be observed. Okay. Ah, could not be observed. The two heads having been directly in line during this indiscreet performance.
Stress, stress.
The boat foamed alongside. What's this? What's this? Cried Elstrom. He leaned over the gunwale and lifted Hermione aboard. When she sank down on a thwart, a limp, dejected mermaid gazing mutely at the poet. "Where is your boat?" demanded Helstrom. "What you mean, swimming around with the water with visibly?" Wait, I cannot speak. Would you?
Bottom with this fella.
He turned to glare at Appleby and his jaw dropped. Hermione saw him pass his hand across his eyes in a dazed sort of way. The poet blinked back at him inscrutably, but it struck Hermione that his face was very white, and she wondered if he had the cramp in his foot again. "You was der Violet Fish," said Hellstrom in an odd, tremulous voice. "I am Mr. Appleball," answered the poet in his sulky bass.
Silky face. Oh my god. I,
"Oh,
Mr.
base.
Appleball.
The
His
gamekeeper
very
yonder
voice.
confiscated Miss Bell's boat. He sneaked around and swiped it. You had better get her aboard before she takes a chill." Hellstrom was still staring. Oh, but it's okay. Oh, he called Miss Bell. He didn't even call her Cecile. What the fuck?
Because no, so basically it's only in like he said I will only call you Miss Bell in a
Mm.
conventional sense. Convention meaning like based on tradition.
Oh.
But now that we're here
Oh my
together,
god,
this
this
is like defying tradition, therefore I will call you Cecile.
Hallstrom was still staring the same dazed, bewildered way. "Where have I seen you?" he demanded. "Have you seen me?" retorted Appleby. "I don't remember you." Hallstrom
Wow,
seemed to
wow.
recover himself with an effort.
He is rolling deception while in the
Oh my
water
god.
and diving.
"You coming with us?" he asked of Appleby. "No thanks, I'm not tired. I will swim to my yawl." "You won't take a cramp?" cried Hermione. "Oh no, that will not return. Goodbye, and I hope you will be none the worse for your long swim." Goodbye, said Hermione faintly and added with the slightest catch in her voice. I'm not Cecile, I'm Hermione! But alas, this.
No,
Ah!
no.
Oh no!
Damn it.
But alas, these words
Okay.
were lost upon the page. Ah! I hate this author! I hate this author!
It's so
Goodbye! And I'm
close.
not Cecile, I'm Hermione, but alas, these words were loose to the pale fish whose yellow head was burned with his long purple. Ah! Ah,
And then
stress!
and then the mother is like Captain Hellstrom. Uncle Chris is like, huh? Apa you? Apa dia? You're not Cecilia Hermione. Okay, I know. Are you okay? What's wrong with your head?
Oh my
And I'm like, are
god.
you sure?
This is
You
gonna
okay? Of
be a
course you're not Cecile.
cliffhanger tonight. We gotta. Oh my god.
Dun,
Oh
dun, dun,
lord.
dun. To be continued next Sunday.
Ngam-ngam 2 jam kita habis baca. How many chapters?
Oh, do you want to
7?
rate anybody?
Wait, how many? 7? How many chapters is this one?
Mm-hmm. I think it was 14 or something, right?
Oh.
14 or 15?
Bodoh lah si ano ni. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, anyway, you got anybody you want to rate?
Wait.
Rate into anybody?
Tengah stream ah.
Da-da-da-da,
My god, this is
da-da.
such a cliffhanger. I haven't even posted the first episode, the first few chapters on
Mm.
YouTube. I want to make like a YouTube cover for it,
You can because
thumbnail.
it's free.
I know. I wanted
It's
to make a
free.
thumbnail. Is there like
Mm-hmm,
a
mm-hmm.
PNG you want me to use inside the thumbnail?
You can use this one, the one that you draw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then be like, why is this one like so look like a librarian, the other one looks like a sassy bird.
I'm a owl. An owl
So,
thingy. An owl bird thingy.
oh my god.
Hmm. Do
Is
you
there
know
anyone you're
who
gonna
you
rate?
want to
I don't
rate?
know.
Do you want to rate a girl VTuber with blue hair?
Bagi nama dulu.
No. But she's from the Philippines, sort of.
Boleh? Boleh?
She sings very well. I think she uploads her YouTube song
Hmm?
covers. Okay. So she
Eh.
just started live 26 minutes ago. Okay. The name is Lotsub. Lotsub
Wait,
or
message
Lotsup.
no?
I don't know.
What's up?
Lotsup.
Alamak.
I also have my red message.
Lots up.
Da, 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 da. Oh,
Oh
but
my
I
god.
think it's like she's with a lot of other people, so they're just doing like just chatting stream.
It's okay.
So yeah.
Okay, bye-bye everyone.
Okay.
We
Bye
continue
bye
chapter 7 and
everybody.
onwards next week. This is all gonna be a
Next
cliffhanger.
week.
Ah!
I'm not Cecile, I'm Hermione. We did not hear
Bodoh!
you. Okay, bye
Bye-bye.
guys. Stream's over.